Catholic News Roundup is brought to you in part by PewSitter.com, your online Catholic newspaper for the third millennium, CatholicMediaCoalition.org, in line with the Church, online with the world.
And TheAmericanCatholic.com, politics and culture from a Catholic perspective.
Hello and welcome to today's edition of Catholic News Roundup. I'm Matthew McAuliffe. Archdiocese advertises homosexuality. The Chicago Archdiocese has revealed through a newspaper advertisement that it has been hosting gay masses for the past 23 years. CatholicCulture.org says the newspaper, the Windy City Times, boasts that it has been hosting liturgies that support the homosexual lifestyle. In the same breath, the advertisement reveals an Archdiocese-sanctioned open position for a, quote, Archdiocesan gay and lesbian choir director. You can read the full advertisement on our resource page by clicking the link right over here. APA reaffirms homosexual support. The American Psychological Association has come completely out of the closet to completely support lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender culture. Right before this year's annual convention, the association's policymaking body voted in support of homosexual marriage 157-0. It has also amended its statement regarding homosexuality, calling itself, quote, a strong advocate for full equal rights for LGBT people for nearly 35 years, end quote. The APA removed homosexuality from its Manual of Psychological Disorders in 1975. Kicking the Koran habit. Denominational Protestant churches across America are fighting the introduction of the Koran into their Sunday services, countering the effort by reading the Jewish Torah instead. After attempts to read the Koran during Mass in the past, Catholic faithful are concerned over both movements, hoping they won't be attempted in their parishes. Rabbi Jeremy Gimple, host of Tuesday Night Live TV show in Jerusalem, thinks differently, saying, quote, the Western world is going to have to make a choice to either side with Israel, history, facts, and the Bible, or try to appease the Arab world in its conquest for world domination, end quote. 66 churches in 23 states have joined the movement to read the Koran during their services. Stay with us. We'll be back in just a few seconds.
Catholic News Roundup is brought to you in part by NewOxfordReview.org, the voice of Catholic Orthodoxy, in print and on the web, and RenewAmerica.com, expanding the influence of America's grassroots in the cause of freedom.
China changes population policy. China wants to keep abortion around, but is going to try prohibiting sex-selective abortions in its culture of population control. The new policy, called Outline for the Development of Chinese Children, centers around the fact that boys already vastly outnumber girls, perverting their population policies. The country's new policy will forbid, quote, using ultrasonic techniques to conduct non-medical sex determination, end quote. And in some places, policies are becoming more lenient to allow families more than 1 or 2 children. The policy is scheduled to stay in effect until 2020, and you can read more about it on our resource page by clicking the link right outside the screen. Atheists Bragg. The Army is holding an atheist-themed concert at Fort Bragg in North Carolina after receiving backlash criticism for a Christian-themed event it previously held on the base. The military director of American Atheists is calling the event, scheduled for next March, a turning point for military personnel who don't belong to any religious tradition. A spokesman from Fort Bragg says it will provide the same support for the event that it provides for other private groups. Famed atheist Richard Dawkins is scheduled to speak at the event. I'm Matthew McAuliffe. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure and tune in tomorrow for your daily dose of Catholic News Roundup right here on RealCatholicTV.com. And be sure to check out the Vortex today, where Michael talks about the immorality of premarital sex. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure and tell all your friends about us. And as always, God bless.